Place, local place, is fundamental to storytelling. It is the base layer with which stories are built upon, and it can act as a form of transmission in telling stories. This layering of storytelling is the focus of my creative piece, for block printing is a form of layering as well. Setting is the first foundational layer. In The Great Derangement, Amitav Ghosh talks about place and setting as essential elements of a novel. He argues that the environment is deeply tied to the story and says, quote, "A setting is what allows most stories to unfold. We enter into their settings until they begin to seem real to us. We ourselves become emplaced within them." I was reminded of Ghosh's argument during our class discussion with Karen Yamashita. While talking about her book Through the Arc of the Rainforest, Yamashita revealed that the environmental destruction and consumerism commentary was not meant to be the main focus of the book. It was instead an ode to Brazil through stories. I found this very surprising, that all these environmental themes appeared to be the purpose of her novel, and yet for her they were just part of the setting. In one interview about her novel, Yamashita says, quote, "I don't think you can talk about Brazil and ignore how its environment has completely changed." For Yamashita, the Matacao is the setting of her book because it encompasses what she sees in Brazil, human-based environmental destruction and pollution. She layers this with themes of capitalism and consumerism. The Matacao becomes the base of GGG, the source of a literal all-purpose material. This is then layered with religion. The Matacao becomes sacred ground, the destination of pilgrimages and the cradle of feather worshippers. And on top of all these themes runs the narratives of love, friendship, family, success, loneliness, obsession, greed. Similar to a block print, the first layers give structure and context for the final layer of narration, which gives the story detail and drive. By placing the setting and the foundation of the story, we give space to include topics of environmental degradation and climate change, but in a way that does not separate environmental ecology from human ecology. This structure better mimics our real world, where the environment is the foundation of our lives, and thus interconnected with our own personal paths and narratives. So why did I choose a pigeon for my layering? Homing pigeons are able to find their way home by detecting and orienting themselves based on the Earth's magnetic fields, so even in the air they are intrinsically linked to the Earth. And through the arc of the rainforest, the pigeon is present in every layer. The pigeon is an environmental entity, coming from the local place, the local setting. It is worshipped as a sacred messenger, then commodified as an efficient messenger, and in the end the pigeons suffer the consequences of the culmination of all the layers of the story, and they are all killed. I guess this is kind of my ode to the pigeon.